Hey, what's up everyone? Brian back here with another collection update. Hope you're all having a great day today. I'm doing well myself, so let's just get right into it. Right now we're listening to the new 2 CD demo compilation by Nipahullen called Forgangna Hagkomster. And this is all music written by Swartz Adolphus between the years 2013 to 2017. There's the CD. That's CD1, and we're listening to CD2 right now, which goes right there. There's the back track listings with 18 tracks brought to you by Purity Through Fire. And you can get this CD right now through Arcane Altar. They have copies of that CD. And this is some of Nipahullen's best material, so I highly recommend checking that out. Alright, and I have some tapes, some CDs, and some vinyl to show today. Start with the tapes, and first off I have one of the best demos of this year, and that's by Will Sumnes, called Upon the Altar of Sacrificial Blood, and printed pro tape brought to you by Black Gangrene Productions. This is really lo-fi and raw black metal out of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and this is pretty typical of what you would hear out of that area, with howling vocals, but the vocals are not high-pitched howls, they're more like mid-pitched moans, and they're very spectral sounding, like they're coming from the other side, all really ghostly, not as distant sounding as like Black Salice, but very ghostly sounding nonetheless. And this is some really good stuff out of Bosnia and Herzegovina. One of the best demos from this year, Will Sumnes, Upon the Altar of Sacrificial Blood. Alright, one of the second best demos of this year is by Hollow Woods out of Finland, and this is nature worship black metal with a lot of clean singing on here, a lot of weird clean singing, which is definitely different. The instrumentals are traditional, but the singing gives us a different dimension, and the songs are really long. The 4 songs on here is a total of 29 minutes long, so each song is very lengthy, and the singing on here is really cool to listen to. So check this demo out, Hollow Woods. It's just a rehearsal demo with 4 tracks, and I believe this is the same guy from excuse me, the same guy as from Hail Conjurer from Finland. And the inside says, "Cascading starless night, bound under the bleeding firmament." So check out Hollow Woods rehearsal demo. Alright, next tape is a raw black metal band out of Finland, and these guys are a lot more raw sounding than like Misterming or Svartidadi. Those guys are more, they have more fuller production, but these guys are more raw. And this is Van Vid with their EP Hole, spelled H-O-L, and it came on this really cool fluorescent yellow tape, almost green, brought to you by Our Ancient Future Productions out of New York. And they just recently pressed this tape for this release. Some post-mortem photos on there. The band members. And the lyrics, all in Iceland. But this is really good raw black metal. Side A is 4 tracks, and the vocal style is really what stands out to me on this. It's high-pitched howls, really demented and deranged sounding, and the side B is one long 14-minute ambient track, which is a cool ending to this EP. So check out Van Vid with Hole. Next tape is a black and death metal band out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and they have Kabbalistic themes in their lyrics, and they have very ominous occult ritualistic riffs, doom elements, kind of like Necros Christos, and that is Guevara with their brand new EP Sulfur Soul. They have some elements of dark psychedelia and tribal drumming and ritualistic elements all throughout their sound, and it's just a very good style of black and death metal. If you're into Necros Christos, like I said earlier, you'll be into Guevara. They came out with a very good album last year or the year before called Hallelujah, and that is just a very good album that I really liked a lot, and I have the CD of it somewhere. Just a simple J card, but it came with this really cool booklet with artwork for each track with the lyrics. That's artwork for the first track, artwork for the second track, band photo in the middle, next track, and the last track right there. So this is Guevara with their brand new EP Sulfur Soul, or an inquiry on the 4 elements of the spirit. Check that out if you're into that kind of thing. Alright, next up is my personal favorite album that came out of the very last releases of Fallen Empire, and that is the album Kruk with that, whatever that is. I think it's in Slavic because the main guy behind this project is Slavic, and he's the same guy behind the band Ariol and Zornabog, I believe, and those are good bands, but this is my favorite project by him now that I've heard Kruk, which is a black metal band out of the US, and it has avant-garde elements throughout the album, and it has a really good avant-garde vocal performance as well, which stands out about that album. It has some headbanging moments on it as well, so check out Kruk. The very best of the last Fallen Empire releases, since they went out of business, since they closed up shop. I'm glad that they had this album for us to listen to. And they also had the Cassette this album and the Arcton albums to check out, so you need to check out those. as well, but that one's my favorite, Kruk. The last tape is a non-metal album, and this is a post-punk slash darkwave duo out of Brownsville, Texas, and this is Twin Tribes with their post-punk sessions, part-time punk sessions tape. It's hard to read because it's white print on a white tape, and they're really good post-punk darkwave, and I believe they're sold out right now on Bandcamp. I luckily got this one by messaging the band, but I think I got the last one, so but you can still check this out on their Bandcamp. Twin Tribes, part-time punk session. And what's cool about this tape is it has their first 4 songs is a part-time punk sessions, which is in live studio recording, and then the rest of the songs is their Shadows album. So it's part-time punk session and their Shadows album on one tape. So check out that Twin Tribes part-time punks session. Going into the CDs now. Atmospheric black metal out of the UK, UIR, UIR, with their new EP, Owenok Talton. And this is atmospheric, almost ethereal sounding black metal with very good vocals out of the UK. The members hail out of Edinburgh, Scotland and Cumbria, and very ethereal sounding and atmospheric black metal that's very good. One of the best EPs of this year, along with the Messeroth EP, but that's not on physical format yet. I hope that gets one. But this is one of the best EPs, so I definitely recommend you checking that out. Alright, and next CD is the side project of a band out of Poland, and the band I'm talking about is Crees Machine with Enemy of Man, and this is Mig Law's side project, the guy from Mig Law, and this is a cult ritualistic black metal that is a lot more hard-hitting than Mig Law. Mig Law is a lot more dark and emotive sounding black metal, and it kind of reminds me of the Emptiness album Nothing But the Whole. It's what Mig Law reminds me of. But Crees Machine is just a lot more hard-hitting. The drums are hard-hitting. The production is a lot more full, and there's a lot of spoken word and chants on here. So if that sounds like something you'll be into, check out Crees Machine, Enemy of Man, my favorite Crees Machine album. The one I go to when I want to listen to Crees Machine, Enemy of Man. Alright, and now the black metal album that came out in 2017, but it didn't have a physical format until this year, and it was pressed on CD and LP by Signal Rex, and that album is Belta Kunta by Se Luciferin Cannel, and this is, like I said, brought to you by Signal Rex. Their shop is actually closed down right now for maintenance, so when they go back up, you'll be able to get this album. But until then, I think you'll be able to listen to it on Bandcamp. This is very weird and ritualistic style of black metal. It has a lot of weird synths going on the whole time, a lot of swirling guitar riffs, and a lot of chanting and spoken word sections. It's just like a lot of albums I listen to. it's very just occult and ritualistic. So check out Say Lucifer and Candle with Kunta. The last, well, second to last CD is by Angranost, Noxet Hymns, and this is a occult black metal band out of Portugal, which is probably my favorite country right now for black metal. And yeah, just really good hermetic black metal out of Portugal. Talk about lyrics of Gnosticism and just stuff like that, of that manner. So if you're into that kind of occult black metal, I would highly recommend Angranost with Nox et Hymns. This is like by far their best album, so check that out. Alright, the last CD is one of my favorite current bands going out of Finland right now, and that is Forg Jord with their brand new album Ilmastikset. And this is hooligan style black metal with folky elements, kind of like Ungfell. And this is a little bit more raw and more caustic sounding than Ungfell, as Ungfell sounds more melodic. This is more caustic, but it's still very good black metal. And if you like that kind of stuff out of Finland, definitely check out Forg Jord, Ilmastikset. Brought to you by Werewolf Records, and you can get it at Hell's Headbangers right now for very cheap. So check out Forg Jord, Ilmastikset. That's one of the best albums of this year. Alright, now finally getting into the vinyl. I have two to show you. And the first one is a non-metal album, and that is by Crooks with Mutant Flesh. And this is a death rock post-punk band out of California, I believe. And they have a sleazy sound to them. They played a show at a strip club recently, I saw online, so if that tells you anything about how the music sounds. Kind of like Sisters of Mercy or Bauhaus, Christian Death, those kinds of bands. But definitely they have their own style going on for them. They had a tape come out before this called Pairs of Anguish that I can't find anywhere, so if anyone wants to hook me up with that tape, holla at your boy or something, and I'll be able to take that off your hands. Alright, last but not least, the final album I'm going to show you today is a black metal band out of Slovakia, and they have a traditional 90s sound, and that is Crowlock with their album Flying Above Ancient Ruins. Brought to you by Hex and Cake Productions and Malignant Voices. This is a really good 90s sounding black metal out of Slovakia. They have a vampiric sound to them, kind of like Vampiric Blood almost, but they have their own sound. There's a really cool gatefold. You have to see that. One of my favorite artworks to a gatefold is right there. And there's the back, track listings. No poster in this, unfortunately, but it did have this really cool silver ink printed, very nice booklet. The Crowlock insignia, lyrics, and Crowlock on the back. This is some really good black metal out of Slovakia, and there are some thrashy parts on here. But not thrashy as in like Slayer thrashy, but thrashy as in like what Celtic Frost would do. There's even some like on here, so it's really gnarly when he does that. And this is one of my favorite vampiric style black metals albums with the 90s traditional style, and I highly recommend Crowlock with Flying Above Ancient Ruins. So that's going to be my video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.